You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Jackson, let's talk a little bit about the ridiculous nature of the 25 schedule for Syracuse and whether or not you think that could impact their recruiting class. I have learned the hard way that recruits have very short memories. If Tennessee comes out and beats Syracuse 31-10, do you think that's going to matter? Or if they start 3-5 or whatever, because their schedule, but you talked about it on your show, is hard. They just caught the wrong end of the deal this year. Just the way the conference schedule fell. And again, they open. Where's that game at against Tennessee? Is it Charlotte? Atlanta? Okay. Not exactly a home field advantage for the Syracuse Orange.
Nope.
It's about 3 hours.
There will be a lot of orange in the building.
Yeah, a different kind. It'll be checkered. But it will not be the one for Syracuse. Do you think it's going to matter much with the way that they're recruiting if they start poorly or if they have they're not winning 10 games this year? I think that's pretty safe to say. Where do you think that's going to impact them, if at all? Is there any particular player that is not going to matter at all?
That is a great question. Fran Brown is really open and honest with recruits. That we do know. He's very blunt, very straightforward. He's not going to sit here and tell you how you're the next great thing and how, you come to Syracuse, you're going to be a 4-time All-American, go to the NFL and go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's very honest with you. He lays it year by year, and I'm sure that includes expectations for this upcoming season. At least I hope. My hope is that, these recruits understand that if this season doesn't necessarily go Syracuse's way, and I'm not sitting here saying that it will or won't, but that the recruits will understand that Fran Brown has already spoken to them and say, hey, look, we're building a really good program. You saw what we did last year. Now this year, unfortunately, our schedule is just much harder, so we might not have the same record here. Are you committed to sticking with us? Do you understand that when you are committing to Syracuse that it may not be the greatest 2025 season, but here's the good news, Cameron Wilson or Jarius Rogers, you're not coming here until 2026 anyway, so what difference does it make to you? The point is that as long as that I'm here and that the coaching staff is here and your position coaches are here, if you trust us, we can develop you and be a really good team.
I think that's a fair statement. You have to pitch the future to guys when A, they're committed, or B, they're close. You can be the player that gets us over the top, especially they can pitch that if the season is rocky, which again, they've got Clemson on the road. Do they got Miami on the road? Who is it?
Miami on the road, at SMU, at Georgia Tech, at Notre Dame. It's a tough schedule. It is. I'll be honest with all the Syracuse fans here. It is a very difficult schedule. Last year, Georgia Tech was with all due respect to Georgia Tech, it was probably our second or third toughest game. This year, it's our fifth, maybe sixth. To be honest, there's a lot of really good teams. If they can go 7-5, I think that's a win. Especially if they get really good quarterback play and their offense looks the same or similar to last year, where they're scoring a lot, they're throwing the ball for a lot of yards. I think that would particularly help with offense recruits because they would sit there and say, hey, that's a system I like. I'm going to be able to put up numbers. I'm going to look good. I'm going to get an opportunity, and that's going to help with NFL.
I would agree with all those things. I would absolutely agree. Jackson, I'm going to get you out of here on this. Take Calvin Russell completely out of that's the easy low-hanging fruit. If you could pick a recruit, I know that's who you would pick because that's obvious. If you took Calvin off the board, which recruit would you want Syracuse to get that's got a visit or has visited, and why?
I'm not going to say him because it would be cheating, but it would be Messiah Hampton if they can flip him from Oregon, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I'll go with C.J. Hester.
Okay, DB out of Cocoa High School. Yeah,
another Florida DB, a blue chip type prospect, and I think he's only going to get better. That's the guy, and I think with Fran Brown being a DB's coach, that's helped him, particularly with DBs.
Who all is he still looking at? I know he's been offered by. just about everybody. Syracuse, Florida, there's a handful of other schools. Like if you just get a kid over Florida, like Cocoa kids are expected to go to UF. I can just tell you that from personal experience. Like who's left on that recruitment board? That could be a big boom for Syracuse.
I agree. That's why I really want him.
Okay.
Well, I think, didn't Demetrius Samuel go to Cocoa?
He might have.
Because if he, I think he did. Or he went to Palm Bay.
That's the same area. Same area. Right down the road.
Right. Regardless. But they took him from Florida.
Well, that area, all along that coast, every school's got somebody. And they've kind of made their mark. So, like, Jarius Rogers is from Fleming Island. That's right down the road from Jacksonville. But yet they've got kids from South Florida, too, that are committed, like Cameron Wilson's from Miami.
Right.
So it's
Rogers is also very interesting because he's been committed to Syracuse since late January. And I'm not saying he's going to flip his commitment or anything like that because you never really know. But there has been really no buzz with him flipping. It's been like 100% so far locked in with Syracuse. I mean, I think he's taken one other official visit, and it was UCF, and that's it. I mean, is it because other schools in Florida, like the big ones, the other big ones, I should say, aren't going after him, or is it because he is so locked into Syracuse it doesn't matter?
Well, I'm sure that you're happy regardless that UCF.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's if he doesn't visit UF, Miami, or Florida State officially, I doubt that he ends up flipping away from the Syracuse Orange. Just my take, but that's how I see it.